Like, see, what y'all think? Glasses and hat, glasses, no hat, glasses, no hat, glasses with the hat, sideways hat, hoodie on, hat with the hoodie over the hat. No, that's too much. Maybe just the hat and the glasses. We gonna see. Man, what's going on, YouTube? It's your boy LGSAP, and we back with another video, man. Really excited to be back home, my second home, Baton Rouge, you know what I'm saying? Gotta get back into the mix of things, gotta finish school, man. Any of y'all in college or even, you know what I'm saying, whatever level of school you're in, man, make sure y'all finish strong, you almost there. But, yeah, nah, glad to be back, glad to get back into the, you know, the groove of everything, and really excited to see what the future holds. But enough of that small talk, man, let's get right into this video. I really want y'all to think about, man, what separates the ordinary people from the extraordinary people. I don't think it's just intelligence or raw talent or natural ability that's the main separator. No, what I think it is the vision. To be more specific, it's a genius vision. Now, a genius vision is something that's bold. It's something that's gigantic. It's something that if you talk about it in front of the wrong individuals, it makes them feel uncomfortable. It makes them think that you might be crazy. It's something that's it's an idea that's very transformative, and it's something that can change your life. It can change your situation, or even, you know, it can change the world. But more importantly, the beauty behind a genius vision isn't the vision in itself, but it's what goes into making that vision come to life. That's what a genius vision is all about. You know, having a vision isn't enough. You need clarity, you need commitment, and more importantly, your vision has to align with your purpose. And it has to contribute back into everything that makes you, you, and it has to connect and tie back into the reason of why you do the things that you do and the reasons why you want the things that you want. So it's when I talk about this whole idea of a genius vision, it's not just a wish or just like having a dream. No, a genius vision is made up of three components. The first component is it's big. It's beyond what may seem to be possible. It's something that's so spectacular that it makes you wonder, or it could make other people wonder, how would you even accomplish this? How is this even achievable? That type of extraordinary, that type of grand thinking. You know, like 15, 20 years ago, the thought of AI might have been something that's like, what? Or even further than that, like the thought of cars driving themselves. It's like, there's people now there that are investing into living on Mars. It's like those type of like, what? How does that even? But it takes for something like that to be accomplished, it takes a genius vision. Number two, a genius vision is clear. It's very vivid. You know, you can close your eyes and you can see yourself 10 years from now in that position or in that circumstance. You can almost like feel what it's like to have that mansion, or to have $1 million, or to, you know, become the president. Whatever your goal may be, you can see yourself in that vision, in those shoes clearly. You can feel it, you can taste it, you can dream about it. It's everything in your head. It's like, man, I feel like that's accomplishable. In your mind, a genius vision should feel as if it's real. Number three, it's purpose driven. This is probably probably the most important part is it aligns with everything that you feel like you were put on this world to do. A genius vision isn't about impressing others or flexing or, just boasting. It's fulfilling your unique potential. That's the most important factor that I feel that you can gain from having a genius vision. You understand what your potential is. And when that aligns with your purpose, it just allows you to understand and really think about how much of a better person you can be if you make small adjustments in your life. If you got to experience things. You have to fail in order to learn and to grow. And the best way to do that is by trying to do something you've never done before, especially when it's something that's so grand that others can't even fathom how you can get it done. That's when it's gonna really, affect you mentally, and it's gonna put you in that position of where it's like, not just to prove the naysayers wrong, but it's gonna put you in that perspective of, I'll aim for the stars and then I landed on the moon. You know what I mean? While everybody else is on Earth. If that makes sense. That's the best kind of analogy that I can create for you. But having a purpose-driven vision is one of the biggest blessings that I feel like man can have. No pun intended. But let me paint the picture for you. So I love artists. I love creative people. I love architecture, music, poetry, art, theater. I love all these things because they came from our minds and were created into our physical world. So let me give you an example, like an artist, a painter. If you watch a painter from the beginning, they start off with a blank canvas. And, they may stare at it, they may get their colors, their paints in order and organized. And they always start with just like the smallest stroke, or just the smallest dot, or like a line or a shape. And you're just like, what? And then, a few hours, a few days, whatever the case may be, by the time they're done, they have a beautiful portrait of a landscape. If anybody watched Bob Ross, is amazing how he can create these beautiful portraits. But it's a beauty in turning nothing into something. And from your perspective, it's like, wow, that's amazing. But all along, from the artist's perspective, he or she, they had that vision. They had a vision in their head and they made it come to life. A genius vision works in that same sense. You start with a blank canvas. You start from where you're at right now, and you take that first step. You take that first, brush stroke, and the journey begins. I think the hardest part is really that first step. There's a lot that kind of goes in our minds before we even get started, that we actually limit ourselves and limit our thinking, and that's what we definitely don't want to do. And that kind of leads into my next point. I feel like a lot of people limit their thinking because of something they've been told in the past, because they may feel like they may get judged. They have fear, and truthfully, a lot of people, they settle for comfort instead of the discomfort of chasing something that's not ordinary. If you're anything that's beyond the ordinary life, it's gonna take some type of discomfort, some type of uncomfortable, unsettling feeling to get there. Because you're achieving something that a lot of people can't achieve. A lot of people don't want to achieve. You know what I mean? So you have to take a different route than the route that everybody else is taking. The people in my life growing up, they always told me that I could do anything I put my mind to. You know, of course, with the help of God, but anything that I wanted in this life is achievable. I was told to always dream big. And I believe that, and I still stand on that. Because if someone tells you that you can't do something, or if someone tells you that it's not possible, or if somebody even just laughs at you for telling them what you're trying to do, these are like mental barriers that can really build up and stop us from fulfilling our true purpose. But it's important not to let these barriers stop the depth and the size of your thinking and the size of your dreams. Dream as big as you can. Create visions that are so out of this world that, yeah, like when you talk to them with other people, it gives them the chills. It's like, it unsettles them. It's better to aim big and fall short than to aim small and not even get close to the potential you have inside. Small thinking, limited thinking, it keeps you in place. It keeps you limited. It's like you're in a box. You know what I mean? But if you have big goals, if you're trying to unlock freedom, financial freedom, regardless of what your end goal is, you can't have big goals with a small vision. You know what I mean? You have to, you can't live a big life with small visions. No, you have to think big. You have to dream big in order to get to those places that you want to get to. If you want to be great, you have to give yourself permission to dream bigger. You have to believe that your genius vision is worth pursuing. So don't get limited. Don't let the barriers limit your thinking, limit your dreaming, limit your vision. And this can carry over into the biggest elephant in the room. I feel like it's self-doubt, it's self-fear. That's the biggest barrier that I feel like we all have, and I haven't even conquered it yet, from getting us from where we are now to the place we want to be. You know, we all have thoughts of, what if I fail? What if people laugh at me? Or what if it's too difficult? You know, these feelings are normal to have. It's good to have these feelings. You know, Jon Jones, the greatest pound for pound fighter in the world, he said right before he fights, he always feels butterflies. But he's learned to embrace the butterflies because that's when he feels the strongest. You know, so it's like when you feel anxious, you have all these nervous thoughts, you have this fear, embrace that feeling, because that's the when you're on a roller coaster and you're at the top, that's that highest point, your max power, where it's like, you know, before I go on this roller coaster ride, I'm built up all the way right here. You're at your max energy, you know what I mean? And the way I look at it is, everybody that I look up to that's a visionary, that's achieved the things that I want to achieve, or just have the people that achieve great things in general, these visionary like people, they all have like qualities. One, they all had a vision from the start. And two, they didn't let obstacles like fear or self-doubt or naysayers get in their way of, you know, achieving what they wanted to do. They didn't let fear stop them. So if anything, if you don't get nothing from this video and you don't care about anything I said, because, you know, who am I to say anything about any of this? Just please, you know, take this as food for thought. When you commit have a vision and you commit to your vision, just take it step by step. You know, one day at a time, 1% better. I feel like a lot of times in life, we always want to go hit the home run when all we really need is consistent base hits. In football, the game of football is a beautiful game because a lot of people think it's all about touchdowns. But nah, the objective of the game of football is to get the first down. Because 10 first downs, if you start at the opposite 1 yard line, will get you to the end zone on the other side. So it's a game of downs. You know, every play, every snap, just get 1 yard closer, a few yards closer, get the first down. You know what I mean? Every now and then we have the opportunity to go for the Hail Mary. You know what I mean? But for the most part, just build it brick by brick until you get to the place you want to be. One thing that I always think about when I may feel fear or self-doubt or whatever the case may be, I think about how everybody that I feel is successful, or everybody that has the same goals as I have, that really made it, they didn't let fear shrink their vision, but instead they let their vision shrink their fear. The more consistent you are, the more committed you are, the more persistent you are with your genius vision, the more believable it becomes, the more realistic it becomes in your mind, and ultimately the more realistic it is for your dreams to actually, you know, manifest itself into fruition in reality. There's a lot of benefits to the genius vision. Like I said, it can be used as motivation. You know, when you're feeling self-doubt, you can think of your vision to, you know, get you out of bed, to really get you going. If you got to get here, you got to work every day. You know what I'm saying? You can use it as a magnet. The clearer and more powerful your vision is, the more it attracts the people, the resources, and opportunities needed for it to actually happen. Like I said, it's like when you have these visions, it's almost like if you ever been in a plane, if you ever flown in a plane and you look over and you know you're flying over like a mountain, or if you ever seen like a mountain peak or a volcano in the distance, it's like wow. And it's a different perspective when you go to the base of that mountain and you look up and you're like, dang, like, you know what I mean? It's something about the top of that mountain where it's like, if only, or it's like that feeling. I want to feel what it's like to be there on top of the world, on top of the mountain. I want to know what it feels like. Even when you're at the base and you're looking up, it's like, man, what does it take for me to start here and to get there? That's how this whole idea of a genius vision works. You know, you have this vision of the person you want to be 10, 20 years from now, 5 years from now, whatever the case may be. But it's like, you see that clearly, but everything in the between is blurry. Everything in between is what you have to figure out, is what you have to work for, is what you have to build. You have to build the bridge from where you are now to your genius vision in the future. And you lay it one step at a time, or you take it slow, one step at a time, or brick by brick. You know what I mean? Whatever the case may be, you do what it takes to get there. Now, like I said in previous videos, none of this is easy. None of this is something that's going to happen in a day. None of this is something that's just going to magically, you know, be created. No, you have to work for it. You know, you have to fail. You have to learn. You have to grow. But that's what makes the whole vision come into fruition. So if I was to, you know, cut my execution into action steps, number one, I would say first, let's stop thinking with limits. You know, like, let's not be limited by what people have told us in the past, or by, you know, financial issues, or, you know, whatever environment we're currently in. No, let's think big. Let's think as big as we possibly can. Let's see how far our thinking can really go, and let's aim high. Let's aim so high that, you know, like I said, people, if you have the conversation with other people, it makes them feel a little uncomfortable. Let's dream big. Dreaming without limits is how you do things and go places that you never thought you could have before. Number 2, I would say define the details. Get as specific as you can as possible, because a vision without clarity is just a daydream. You're just fantasizing about it, but you're not actually taking the necessary steps to make your vision come to life. So I would say, really think about it, and it could take days, weeks. Really meditate over what your vision looks like, what it feels like. What person do you want to be 5-10 years from now? What house do you want to live in? What food do you want to eat? Who do you want to be surrounded by? What city? What place? What location? What building? What car? Make it as specific as possible. Make your vision so clear that if you could tell a painter to, paint a portrait of it, they could understand it, and they could paint it exactly how you are thinking about it. You know what I mean? And even deeper than that, think about how you're gonna get there. Think about, if your end goal is a car, if your end goal is a Lamborghini truck, you know what I mean, a Urus, you gotta learn how to drive first. You know what I'm saying? You gotta like really map it out. You gotta go to driving school. You gotta learn how to drive. You might gotta get a rental car, or you might have to get just like a calm little car, just so you can get used to driving. Just so you can go to work, to get the money, to get a Urus, and you know what I mean? Like really map out your steps so you can understand the process of what it's gonna take to get there. And on top of that, think about the impact. Think about the impact that you want to leave. If we can use the same example, if you want a Lamborghini truck because you want to start a luxury car rental service, you know what I mean? And that's the first car you want. And that luxury car rental service is going to be the first business that you created with your friends or by yourself. And that business is going to leave a legacy for your kids. And then after, your time is over and your kids get to run that business, they can hand it over to their, think about the impact you want. Whatever your end goal is, think about who, what, where, and why. Most importantly, why. Why do you want this to happen in your life? For what people? For what reason? You know what I mean? Lastly, I would say the most important step is when you commit, let's commit all the way. No more, I'm going to do this and I'm going to pull back when it gets hard or when I'm not seeing results. Or no. Let's do it all the way. Let's go. Let's stay committed. Let's stay persistent. Through the storm, through the wire, through the fire. All the way, balls to the walls. You know what I'm saying? No backing out. No giving in. We doing this because there is no plan B. You know what I mean? Let's stay committed. And even when the progress feels slow, we grind it out. We see it through, because that every time we go through something, we learn from it, we grow from it, and we get one step closer to whatever we're trying to reach. You know what I mean? And let me be clear on this as well. Like, when you have these visions and you have these goals in mind and you map out the steps, it's not going to be a straight road. You know what I mean? So yeah, you're going to have to climb up some mountains, and guess what? You might have to even climb down from the mountains. You may have to, get your feet wet, go swim in the ocean. You know what I mean? After that, you may have to go ride your bike through, the woods. And for some of us, we might even get the chance to fly. But whatever it takes, embrace the journey. The ups, the downs, the failures, the heartbreaks, the blood, sweat, and tears. Embrace it all, because every moment of the things that you go through, you learn from, that is all developing into what it takes for you to reach your end goal. You know what I mean? You may have to, go through some dark days just so the bright days feel a little bit better. just so you can appreciate, you know what I mean, the things that you already have around you. Because maybe it takes a certain type of appreciation to get where you want to be in the end. So, you know, understand, like, it's okay to make adjustments. That's, we're human. We're flawed. So when we mess up, just try not to do it over again. You know, try not to make it a cycle. Make adjustments when needed is what I'm trying to say. We're gonna go through things that's not perfect, and that's okay. But the most important thing is that, you know, when similar situations arise, you don't make the same negative mistake that you made before. You know what I mean? So, you know, make adjustments when needed, and, you know, be able to adapt. So yeah, man, I really want y'all to think about, you know, in the next 5-10 years from now, by the time I turn 30 or 40, whatever the case may be, really sit and meditate. Who do I want to be? Where do I want to be? What people do I want to have around me? What job do I want to have? What car do I want to drive? Where in the world do I want to be at? You know what I mean? And truthfully, I would say write it down as well. Keep note of it. Keep track of your vision. You know, our visions may change a little bit. You know, you might thought you want to be someone who lived in America forever, but who knows? 5 years from now, you may have the opportunity to go overseas, and it change your whole perspective. So write down everything, take notes, and really, you know, commit to at least one small action every day that aligns with your genius vision, and stand on it. That's my challenge to you. Literally, I gotta show y'all. Y'all don't be feeling me. Stand on it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, a genius vision is not about being perfect. It's all about the courage to aim higher. So just remember, you know, dream bigger and take consistent action, and watch how your dreams turn into reality. But yeah, man, if you learn something from this video, hit that like button. You know what I'm saying? If you like this type of content, you know what I'm saying, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and all that. But yeah, man, I'm gonna put the Instagram to my business page and my personal page in the description. Make sure y'all go check out our website, lostgeniussociety.us. And yeah, I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one, man. The future is now, and make sure y'all boys and girls keep dreaming. Gang.